Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be giving you all 6 steps to start or refresh your budget for 2022. So if you are new to the channel, my name is Janika and I make videos about cash envelope stuffing and budget planning. So if you like these kind of channels, be sure to hit the like and subscribe button, leave me a comment, and let's get started. So the first thing that we're going to do, guys, is we are going to determine what's going to be our budget tool and our budget method. There are 2 main tools for budgeting. There's the digital preference and the paper and pen preference for budgeting. The Etsy platform is a great platform to find any type of digital template that you might want to use on your iPad or your tablet, even your phone. If you prefer this method. So my preferred method is a paper-based budget planner. I really need to write things down. I need things written in my own handwriting. Also with paper-based planning, you are also able to use stickers and things, which is something that I use. So I really truly love it. This was my budget planner for the year of 2020. It is an Erin Condren life planner, so it just comes with lined pages inside. And I'm gonna go ahead and flip you guys to my budget for last year, January of 2020. Well, I should say this year, we're still in 2020. So this is a way that you can set up your paper-based planner. Got these stickers from Etsy, and you're able to formulate a planner like this in whichever way you would like that works best for you. There are also other paper-based planners, such as this So Light planner, where it comes in pre-filled for you already. So this was a spread I did in October when I was testing this out and trying it out. I just wanted to see how it would work for me and if I would like it. So again, it comes with a calendar just like a blank planner comes, but the difference is this is already pre-filled in for you. You have your boxes, everything is organized, and you just fill in your categories and your number amounts. So again, I prefer paper-based. You can get the kind that's pre-filled. Clever Fox has pre-filled budget planners. The Budget Mom has a pre-filled budget planner. Or you can get the kind where you set it up yourself. And this will be my budget planner for 2022. Also a Erin Condren life planner. So after we have decided what tool we want to use, the next thing we need to decide is what method we're going to use for our budget. We have the zero-based budgeting method, and basically this just means that every dollar in your budget gets a job. Nothing is left behind, and when you subtract your expenses from your income, you are left with 0. This method works really well if you receive weekly, bi-weekly, or even monthly paychecks. I used to use this method when I was a teacher. Now that I'm self-employed, I am more so using the percentage-based method, which means a certain percentage of your income goes to different categories. The one I'm going to list here is the 50-30-20 method, where 50% goes to needs, 30% to wants, and 20% to debt and savings. After you've decided which method you're going to use, you're going to want to go ahead and decide how you want to spend your money. Are you going to use debit or credit cards to pay for your expenses? A lot of people use credit cards for cash back rewards. Are you going to be a strictly cash budgeter, or are you going to use a mixture of both debit, credit cards, and cash? So I use a mixture of my debit card and cash. Currently right now I'm not using credit just because that's what got me into my financial mess in the first place. So we're working on our discipline in that area, but once I feel like I trust myself to be more disciplined in that area, I probably will use it just because you can get cash back, you can get points, and people use it to travel and different things like that. But as of now, I do have one more credit card that I'm working on paying off. So your girl is just sticking to using my debit card for my bills and automatic payments. And then I use cash envelopes with cash inside for my variable spending, which would be spending. Some people call this category allowance. gas, eating out, groceries, home, medicine, and beauty. I like to use cash in these categories because these are the categories that do not have a specified amount on a monthly or weekly basis, and they can get out of hand if I'm not keeping an eye on it. So cash is the best way for me to keep an eye on my spending in these categories. We are moving right along to step number 2. So after we have decided what type of budgeting tool and method we want to use for the new year, the next thing that you're going to want to go ahead and do is collect all of your financial documents and bills. It's very important to know the cash flow that is coming in and out of your household. You definitely want to make sure that you know every type of income source that's coming into your house and all the expenses that are leaving out of your house. If you are budgeting independently and if you budget with someone else, this is important to know. Collecting these documents will prepare us for step 3 by having all of our income and expense information at hand. So here I'm just showing y'all another budget planner spread out of my budget planner for 2021. This was the May spread, and I'm showing you guys this because after you have collected your bills and your financial documents, you know what responsibilities you have going on a month-to-month basis. It is going to be important for you to notate it. If you're a paper-based person like I am, you can notate it in your planner. If you're more of a digital person, you can put it in your phone or your tablet, but you just want to make sure that you are aware of exactly when your bills are due and when you have different financial responsibilities going on. So as you can see here, I notated my bills, also my paydays, so that I knew what was coming up in this month. Also made a note of holidays because, you know, we spend money during holidays. And then some other notes I was able to put here on the side where they didn't have specific due dates per se, but it was things I needed to take care of in this month. So my taxes, I need to take care of that. I needed to get my car maintenance. I needed to buy my car tags and get my car re-registered that month. I did get those things done. I don't know why I didn't check them. I probably did it in June, but just having these notes right here reminded me of these other financial responsibilities that were going to be coming up very soon that I wanted to make sure I had in the budget planner. Okay, y'all, so step 3 is going to be to calculate all of your income sources. So once you have already taken time to collect or list out your bills, your financial documents, part of those documents or part of that list should be your income. And then once you have your income list it down, then you're going to want to go ahead and calculate it up. So these are some different type of income sources that I decided to list. I'm sure there are more, but this is just what I have. Your earned income is going to be the income that you receive from your job. Business income is if you have a business. Your interest income is going to be income that you may get from lending out your money. One time I lended some money to family for an investment project they were working on in real estate, and I got interest off of that. Your dividend income is going to be the money that's distributed as a result of you owning shares of a company, if you're into that. Rental income, if you rent out something on like Airbnb or you rent out a room in your house, things like that. Your capital gains is going to be money earned from selling investments like stocks. Y'all know, if you've been following me, that I'm into stocks. So that would be under capital gains. Royalties and licensings is going to be if you create a product or an idea or a process and you let other people use it for a small fee. Something that's very common is on Etsy. People sell designs and things like that, and then if you want to buy the design from them, you can, and if you want to use their design and repurpose it and sell it, then you have to pay for the licensing. So that would be an example of that. Side hustles, we are no strangers to those. You drive Lyft or Uber, or like me, I babysit, you may tutor, anything like that. Child support and spousal support. And then I have refunds and rewards. That's going to be your cash back. That's going to be any refunds you get from a purchase. And I'm sure, like I said, there are other income sources, but this is just what I have listed for today. Step number 4 is going to include listing all of your expenses. And for some of us, these kind of are just at the top of our head. You know, we know exactly what's coming out of our paychecks. We know what automatic payments are coming out. We know what we spend our money on. But it's still also good practice just to go ahead and go through your bank statements and get a good snapshot of what you spend your money on a month-to-month basis, because you might miss some things. You might be surprised to find that you have forgotten about some payments. And the biggest one of all is going to be those subscriptions. Those are the ones we want to keep an eye on. All right, y'all. So as you saw for number 5, we are going to categorize our expenses. This is my current budget for this current month of December. I don't share my income anymore. I did when I was a teacher, but at the end of the month, I'll go in and fill all these in so I know what came in by the end of the month. But as you can see here, I have my variable spending, which are also going to be my cash envelopes. These are these expenses that vary from month to month. They do not have a specific amount. Although I do give myself a budget and tend to stick to that budget, it's not guaranteed. And if something comes up and I need to spend more, then I have the room to do that, and I give myself the grace to do that. And then there are also several months where I may end up spending less than I put here. For example, I think this month I'm going to end up spending less, but last month was my best friend's wedding. So like eating out and all that, my budget was all over the place. And then I have my fixed expenses over here, which are also commonly referred to as your bills. So it's important to separate these expenses because, as I mentioned previously, you may decide that you want to use credit cards for some to get cash back. If you are going to use credit card, I would probably definitely recommend using it for your bills rather than your variable expenses, because at least these have a fixed amount and you know what's going to be coming off that credit card. This over here, you have to be really disciplined to use a credit card for this. But again, you want to separate them just in case you decide that you want to spend using a different tool per expense. So for me, I use cash for variable. I use debit for fixed. Now I will pull the money out and keep it to the side. But overall, I use my debit card for my fixed expenses. So if you use your debit card for all of your expenses, this may not be necessary. You may have some type of tracking system where you can keep up with these variable expenses even though they're coming off your card. But like I said, I think the most of us may use debit for one, cash for another, or cash for one, credit card for another, however you choose to do it. But that's going to be step 5, is to categorize your expenses. The final and most important step in your budget plan for 2022 is to remember that you can always adjust it as needed. No budget is perfect. No budget is going to stay the same. It's perfectly okay if it's not working. Just go back to the drawing board and just keep tweaking it. Make it fit for you. Remember that a budget is not to restrict you. It's just to give you the knowledge and the power of knowing where your money is going. So again, guys, these 6 steps are going to be to select your budget tool and method, to collect all bills and financial documents to prepare you for your income and expenses, to calculate all income sources that come into your household, list all of your expenses, look at those bank statements, categorize your expenses so that you can decide if you want to use cash or card for whatever expenses you have, and adjust your budget as needed. And that is going to conclude this video, guys. I will be posting my 22 budget for January in the new year. So I do hope that you subscribe to the channel, like this video, give it a thumbs up if you liked it, if it was helpful, and have a great new year. I'll see you in the new year. Bye.